What's up, our buddies channel and some bug lovers? Today we have a not bug deck profile, but a very fun deck profile for you today. It's something I've been tweaking with and having a lot of fun with. It is called Eddys, and you'll see here why in a minute. So let's just jump into it. Get the main deck going here. First off, we have aforementioned Eddys here. And then to stick with the pseudo Eddys, we have Mudlets and Sorlets. So these are the primary Elestrals you're wanting to see in your games. They do all of them have the ability to position swap. Essentially, the deck is actually position swap control and stat control, but that's okay because we're just gonna call it Eddys and it's a lot more fun. And the next Elestrals we have are Galaxair and Galaxy. These are just your stat swapping Elestrals. They're kind of doing the same thing that these guys are doing, but in a kind of worse way, honestly. But that's perfectly okay. And then to round out the Elestrals lineup, you play Rabbit, because obviously you want to see your pieces, and why wouldn't you want to run Rabbit? Almost every deck plays Rabbit, and if you can't, then what are you doing? Come on. The big thing that this deck has issues with is just big guys. Honestly, if you can't get over a big guy, you kind of just end up losing. So you just do your best to try and beat over the big guys. Onto our Invoke runes here, we have 3 Ambrosias, 2 Cryoblasts, and 2 Hurricane. So these are the primary invokes you have. There are 2 more, but we'll get into that in a second. Obviously, you want the Hurricanes to make sure you get over the back row before doing your Eddy plays, so that way your Eddys actually are successful. They can stay alive for a turn, and if they die on the crackback, perfectly fine. You have a lot more Eddys to play. This is also really good for if you change the position of an Elestral, of a dude, as I like to call them, of an Elestral. You can use the Cryoblast to lower the defense if it's just still slightly too high, and it works out really, really well. And then you have your 2 removal runes, being Earthquake and Laurels. These are pretty self-explanatory. Don't really got to get into those too much. Just gonna put this upside down. And then onto the counter runes, we play pretty standard counter rune of 3 Gorgons, 2 Shields, 2 PTA, 2 Tsunami. There is another counter rune, but I'll show you that in a minute. The Shield and PTAs used to be played at 3 and 3. The other counter rune I'm playing felt a bit more impactful than the third option of both of these. In all honesty, it could be that you just remove the Tsunamis and put them to the 3 and 3. But Tsunami is good. It's probably the least impactful rune in this deck, but is obviously still fairly impactful, just with how the deck plays out. And then you have 2 Monsoons. Monsoon here is really useful and really good for the fact of you're reprocking your galaxies, as well as suppressing other things on board. I was attacked by a 5/5 Bunix, activated Monsoon, and suppressed everything on board, made the Bunix a 4/4, and it just crashed with the Galaxy and died. So it was actually really useful. It comes up a lot more than you think. Yeah, the only bad thing is if you're going against a Spec Terrace and suppresses everything, you're kind of screwed because Spec gets huge. And the last 2 cards you play are 2 Zoos. Obviously these are just to help get over the big guys, and it works out fairly well. I think putting this up to 3 might be a good idea. You just remove one of the Galaxairs, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And the spirit count that this deck plays with also isn't much of an issue. You could adjust it a little bit if you feel like it, but this is just what I felt like was good and was comfy playing with. Speaking of spirit count, we'll get to that right now. It's a very boy mathy comfort spirit count. It's not really intended to be very complicated because the deck is very complicated. It's a very play as you go. It's a good deck to teach beginners in regards to how casting and stuff like that works. You can very easily teach ascending over stuff with 1-in-1s. It's fairly easy. The spirit count here is 5 wind, 5 water, 5 thunder, 4 earth, and a frost. Obviously the frost is there for Cryoblast. Then the 4-5-5-5 count is really nice because you only really need max 2 for Mudlets, 2 for the Earthquakes, and then these also fit very nice into everything else you got to do. Yeah, it's a very boy mathy deck. It's honestly a lot of fun. You get some very, very funny moments with people at your locals, and it's something you can very much enjoy and play, even if you're kind of losing. It's always fun to just keep dropping Eddys and seeing people's reactions. Um, I didn't have a side deck at the time of playing the deck, but after some discussion with some people, this seems like a decently good side deck to play right now. First off, we're going to start with the Uncolith here. Uncolith is a good thing to just drop on your opponent, especially when they have multiple Elestrals, like 2 attack position Elestrals out. I think it's really good against the Lyca stuff, because they always summon their guys in attack because they want to beat you quick for damage. And the 5 Thunder Spirits works really well with it. You could probably maybe side a Thunder Spirit so you can take out the Frost if you don't need it, but it works pretty well. Then we got 2 Boombat. I only have 2 because I only have 2 of the Stellars. If I had a third, I'd play a third, so my recommendation is play a third Boombat. But yeah, so we have 2 Boombats for the big things, honestly. It's very, very useful in this meta right now to have them, especially for like bears, Drakking. You see a Blizz. Actually, Blizz is probably like the worst option to play this against. Yeah, just like big Elestrals or problem Elestrals to pop. Found Verituka might be fairly good, especially because you have Monsoon. You can re-enchant it. If you're placing something that's a 4 and you have another guy on board already, like 4 spirits, you just ascend over it, play Monsoon, give it 2 more spirits, and it'll kill whatever you're attacking into. It works fairly nice. And it also works for just little things that you slightly can't beat over that are in attack, like Volcaries, stuff like that. It just auto pops them. Found that sometimes you don't want to pay the 3 spirits for Hurricane, so we just play the Thunderstorm instead. Just take out the Hurricanes, put in the Thunderstorms instead. It works about the same. Because sometimes people just be like, oh, they see Hurricane, now they're going to swap to playing 1 rune at a time. So you're just like, okay, I'm just going to pop the 1 rune with Thunderstorm and be perfectly fine. The next card is Magnetic Force Field. This is just here for like burn matchups, honestly. You can probably take this out. It's not uber important. You can probably fit it with something else, but I felt it might be nice. And then the third copies of both Shield and PTA. It's always good to have them. And then 3 Swole Troop. This works really well against like Spider matchup. It can work really well against I think Fart plays their Reforged, which heals them, I believe. I don't remember correctly, but this is also really good against Hibernation because Bears is fairly good right now. So yeah. Opposite sleeves, I only have the 3, so. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Give it a try for yourself, see if you like it. If you don't, feel free to comment what you didn't like about it. Like, subscribe, turn on Noti Bell if you want. But yeah, give it a try, bring it to locals, see if you have fun. If not, let me know. Alright? Later.